Hi, I'm Pablo Ibarra.
I'm Jace Lasiter.
I'm Abigail Blake.
I'm London Lack. I'm Addison Dupree. And I'm Jakob Lord.
And we're the Landfill Leaders. During this picture, my group and I were at the Austin, Texas landfill, sponsored by TDS, Texas Disposal System.
Our research question is, if we can get San Angelo to recycle, how will it affect what is thrown into our landfills?
If we educate the students, teachers, and parents at Fort Concho and in our community to recycle, then we will reduce the amount of waste that goes in our landfill.
Our problem is that enough people aren't recycling in San Angelo, and they're increasing the chance of leachate and methane forming in our landfills and polluting our air and our water.
To begin our plan of action, we gave out surveys. We wanted to know who was already recycling. These pictures are of students in our class coming 20 minutes before the bell to get surveys answered by students, teachers, and parents.
Next, we had a phone book drive. The phone books were everywhere in the classroom. On the last day of the phone book drive, we got to bring the phone books to a member of TDS.
Then Lloyd Pascal came to talk to us about the recycling program she works for. She works for Safe Recycling here in San Angelo, Texas. She told us that if we started recycling, what it would affect in our landfills.
Then a wonderful man named Ryan Beard, who was one of our mentors, came to talk to us about the importance of recycling. We took what he taught us and taught it to the others at the Edu Fair. He also showed us a video about the TDS Austin landfill. The biggest thing that we learned was about the MRF, Material Recovery Facility.
This is what our Fort Concho dumpster looked like before we started a recycling program. After the big recycling bin arrived, we have really reduced the amount of waste that is thrown away at our school.
Later, individual bins arrived for each classroom that we pick up at the end of the day. And here we are when we picked up the bins.
Next, we went to the TDS Austin landfill. While we were there, we learned we can make a landfill look nice if we would only go that extra mile and recycle.
Next, we had our Edu Fair. We made a recycling superhero out of trash, and we called him Mega Recycling Man. We used him to help teach the other kids about the importance of recycling at the Edu Fair. We also made a big recycling collage that said recycle. Here are some of the pictures that we took of us working at the Edu Fair.
As you can see, this survey shows how many students, teachers, and parents signed our before and after survey. We had 343 signed.
On the question, what is currently being recycled in your classroom, the results have changed massively. As you see before, when people weren't educated on recycling, everybody put nothing or I don't know. And after, once everybody was educated on recycling and knew what to recycle and how, everybody recycled paper or plastic, which was the most in their classrooms.
The next question is there a place in your classroom where things can be recycled? We have made a huge difference in our school because people have been recycling at school mostly everything.
This is the portion of the survey that talks about how full the trash can is at the end of a normal school day. As you can see, the results have actually amazed me, by the way. We've even decreased the amount of trash cans in our own room from 3 to 1.
Is there a formal recycling program in place at Fort Concho? Ever since we got a recycling program, our bin has been filling up so fast that there have been many days where we cannot dump a single piece of recyclables into our dumpster.
The question that ties in the most with that hypothesis is, do you currently recycle in your home? Although people have been going over the top with recycling at school, there has not been a significant increase with the amount that people recycle at home, although they do recycle at home.
Next question on our survey is, of the ones that recycle, how many recycle? From the before and after survey, you might be able to see a little difference, but we have made a huge difference in this school.
All these mentors have helped us in our recycling program. We'd like to say a special thanks to the Gregory family who owns Texas Disposal System, Miss Barton, our Fort Concho principal, Mr. Ryan Beard, who works for Texas Disposal System, and Lloyd Pascal, who works for Safe Recycling in San Angelo.
In conclusion, our team has learned that most landfills are very harmful to the environment, and some landfills are very helpful to the environment. And ever since we've started the recycling program at Fort Concho, it has proved our hypothesis correct, because we have educated the students on recycling and decreased the amount of trash thrown away at Fort Concho. And Dr. Bonds has discussed this just about yesterday about putting this in all SAISD schools.
During our research, we learned that part of the reason why we should recycle is because when we throw things away into a landfill, it takes a while for these objects to break down. It takes 80 years for paper, 1 million years for plastic bottles, 100 years for tin cans, and 1 million years for glass to break down naturally. That's a long time, people! That takes 2,180 years just to break down those 4 contents.
This is our bibliography. We got our research from books, the internet, and other resources, including the trip that we took to the TDS Austin, Texas landfill.
Thank you! Are there any questions?